All right, here with Sasha Gollish of Canada. We heard you at the press conference talking about your background in the sport, and you were away from it for a while. I guess can you run us through just sort of the story of how you got to this point, and when did you come back to the sport?
Sure. So I'm a lot older than a lot of the senior athletes here. I'm 35. I ran through university and I quit in second year due to injury and just burnout in general, and I fell out of love with the sport. And I followed my heart, and I pursued an engineering career. And through that, I still kept active, played ultimate frisbee, a lot of cycling. Had about a 10 to 12 year hiatus, 12 years, I guess. And
so wait, when did you stop running in college, and then what were the years?
Okay, so I graduated high school in 2000. Okay. I graduated college, I guess we'll call it 2004. I stopped running in 2002.
Okay.
And I came back to running in 2014. Quit my engineering job, haven't looked back, and love what I do.
And how did you get back to running? What made you start the sport again?
So I spent a winter alpine ski coaching and working as an engineer full time and drinking beer. And I used to do these snowshoes up to the top of the escarpment in Collingwood. And in the spring, my friend said, "You work too much, we never see you, please come back to track practice." And I did. And all of a sudden it was like this meteoric climb in terms of times dropping. And my coach said, "I think you really need to consider what you're doing and come back full time."
And so how long did it take you to come back full time then?
April, let's fast forward. So April 2014, I dabbled in it. May 2014, I made a commitment to come back to practice 3 times a week, to run and train every day. And in August of that year, I decided to quit my job.
Okay, wow. And where were you based at this point?
Always Toronto.
Always Toronto.
Always Toronto.
You're making money from running or sponsorships, or money saved up, or?
None of the above. I live a really lean lifestyle. I have a very supportive family. I have 2 parents who academia was the most important thing that we could have done. We were not allowed to quit a job without having one. The importance of working hard was always instilled in us. And when my mom, who is the hardest working person I know, told me I had to quit my job to pursue running, it really made me step back and think about what I was doing. So I've done some fundraising campaigns. It's not easy to be a sponsored athlete in Canada. We're a small population. I'm trying to raise money for myself and just live a lean lifestyle and use as few funds as possible.
Why did your mom encourage you to quit?
35, so the time is limited in terms of what I can pursue. It's interesting, when I quit my job, the guy I was working for wouldn't actually let me quit. And I still keep a relationship with them and work for them part-time when I need some money, when they need some work. And very thoughtfully and thankfully, he continues to pay my benefits.
So do you think it helps you at all? Being 35, most athletes are sort of on decline, but you had such a long break that you don't have as many miles in your legs as some of these other 35-year-olds.
That, and I think I have perspective. I know what it's like to sit at a desk from 9 to 5, and I know how that can wear on you. And how many of my peers have the opportunity to jump on a plane and go to Africa for 5 days to run a race? And I think that perspective of being almost chained to a desk, pay for your car, to pay for your apartment, to go to work, that metric song, I really think it opened my eyes to what an opportunity it was, and to take hold of it.
Did you have to lose a lot of weight? I mean, you said you were drinking a lot of beer. Are you someone who puts on weight easily, or what?
Okay, so
I don't know if
that's
this is a sensitive issue. But
one should never ask a woman how much she weighs, but I'm absolutely comfortable talking about it. I think one of the things that we all forget in life is that if you feed yourself right and you train right, your body will naturally become what it needs to do to accomplish what you want to do. Yes, while drinking beer and being an engineer, I was a little heavier than I was now by about 50 pounds. But I never panicked. I was never self-conscious about how I looked. At the time, I was really strong. I was an alpine skier. I needed the quads. And when I came back to running, I actually didn't think about how lean I was at the time. Now, when I look at pictures, I'm like, oh my gosh, I think I need to eat a cheeseburger. And I do. Oh my gosh, it's my favorite meal, with a beer. But I think you naturally become what you need to do to be successful. And we all have different body types. And sure, I'm lean now, but at the time I was a lot heavier, but that's what I needed to be.
And what kind of sports were you doing to stay, I guess, healthy or fit? like you said, alpine skiing. Were you
Yeah.
doing anything else in that 10, 12-year break period?
Sure. So in 2006, I was introduced to road riding, which is an unbelievable way to see where you live. Tennis, hiking, ultimate frisbee. If you ever want the best speed workout one could ever do, you play ultimate frisbee savage, which means that there are no substitutions. And for about an hour and 40 minutes, you sprint.
You said that cross country in Canada was getting more popular. That's what I.
Yes.
And how? And do you think that your success may encourage some Canadian runners to be more involved in cross country?
I hope so. I think one of the really nice things about cross country is that it's a team sport, and you can pull each other along and bring each other along and encourage each other while you're out there. And I think this idea of unconventional events. I mean, I'd love to see, men and women are 10K. We're equidistant now, and it would be awesome to see a competition where men and women compete together as a team. So you can have the top women's team and the top men's team and the top mixed team. And I think it's going to introduce a lot of new opportunities for running. And I think cross-country running, unlike track, is about participation. And I think participation gets a bad name. And I think participation is where we find some of those hidden gems. And I strongly encourage people to just participate and come out and run for fun. And I think we'll find some more talented, more elite athletes in that group. I was one of them.
Did you ever run here in Africa?
No, it's my first time to Africa, and it's been a really amazing experience.
What's different about other countries?
It's hot here. It's hotter than hot. It's really friendly here. Not complaining. I mean, the air feels thick and full of smoke sometimes, but it's really interesting to immerse yourself in what these people must live like and what they have to train through. And maybe to be thankful for what I have back home and remember how good I really have it.
Some Canadians come here, like in Kenya, to train, also because of the altitude. Is that something it could be interesting for you?
Yeah, so Tara Career and her husband Wesley have reached out to me about coming to train here. I'm also a homebody, so I like to be close to home. So Flagstaff is helpful because I can get in and out quickly and get home, and my family can come and visit me there as well.
Okay, so it's more because the money and the family that you don't take that choice.
Yeah, it really is the family. It's not the money. I think it's actually less expensive to come here. I think it's a better opportunity to come here, to be in the birthplace of what middle distance and long distance running is. But Flagstaff is easy. Oh my gosh, so intimidating. So, Olympic champion, nobody! But I think it's great to encourage other people that didn't have a traditional path to try and chase dreams, to not be afraid, and to do whatever they feel they need to do.
What are your expectations for the race?
I don't have high expectations. So I know I'm going to be a marathoner one day. I've spent the winter mainly training speed and shorter distance stuff. So I don't have very high expectations. I don't think I'll be in the top 10. I don't even think I'll be in the top 30. I'm not here for the experience. I'm here to do as best I can. And I know one day that I will be training for the 10K and the marathon, and I will be much better prepared than I will be for tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Good luck.